So similar to pregnancy, breastfeeding is a time where we have higher nutritional needs. So it's important for us to keep a few nutrients in mind when we're looking at what we need to be eating while we're breastfeeding. So with breastfeeding mums, there's 3 things that I like to focus on. First of all is the nutrients that are transferred through to our baby through our breast milk. So the levels of these nutrients are impacted by our intake and our levels of these nutrients. The second thing is making sure that we're boosting our nutrient stores of nutrients that we may have a higher need for while breastfeeding, and also replenishing nutrient stores that may have been depleted during pregnancy. And thirdly, eating in a way that helps us feel energized, helps with our recovery, helps with our hormones rebalancing and our breast milk production. I'm Michala. I'm a naturopath and nutritionist, and this is the first video in a mini series that I've created for you all about breastfeeding nutrition. We're going to break it down, we're going to make it really simple, and I'm going to show you what it looks like in a day of eating so that you can understand how to put these nutrients into actual meals. So first, let's have a look at the nutrients that we need to make sure we're eating enough of so that our baby is getting enough of it through our breast milk. And those key nutrients are DHA, iodine, B12, choline, vitamin A, C, E, and selenium. So we'll start with DHA. This is one of my favorite nutrients for new mothers because during pregnancy, our babies need a lot of DHA. So that obviously gets transferred from us through to them, which means that some mums, well, actually a lot of us, can end up entering into postpartum quite low in DHA. Now, DHA is not only really important for our baby's cognitive and brain development, not just through pregnancy, but continuing through while they're being breastfed or in those early years. It's also really important for our brain health as well, and is one of the main things that we look at when mums are experiencing issues like baby brain or any sort of cognitive issues. Some great sources of DHA include fatty fish. The smaller the fish, the better, as well as eggs and other seafood. Iodine is another critical nutrient for our baby's brain and development, and it's also important for us as well for our thyroid function. Some of the best sources are seafood, seaweed, and sea vegetables, and also continuing to take your prenatal vitamin to make sure that you're getting that nice dose of iodine. The B12 is another really important nutrient that we need to be keeping an eye on to make sure that we're not deficient. This starts during pregnancy and then throughout breastfeeding as well, when our baby is relying on our B12 intake to be transferred through to them. This is again really important for their neurological and brain development, and it's really important for our nervous system as well. B12 is found in all animal products, so as long as you're eating a wide range of good quality animal products, that's a good place to start. Checking your levels is important though, because even if you do eat meat, you can still become deficient in B12 if there's an absorption issue. So selenium is another really important nutrient we need, beautiful mineral that our needs do increase for selenium while we're breastfeeding. It helps to support glutathione levels in our breast milk and also supports our thyroid function as well. So one of the best sources of selenium is just eating 1 to 2 Brazil nuts per day. There's some other nutrients in our breast milk that are impacted by our intake is vitamin A, C, and E. These have beautiful antioxidant properties and are really fantastic for the immune system. So as long as you're eating a wide range of fresh fruit and vegetables, that's a great place to start. Vitamin A, you can get the beta carotene, which is converted into vitamin A through your leafy greens, your orange veggies, red veggies, egg yolk, and liver. Vitamin C is abundant in most fruit and vegetables, but especially in your citrus fruits, capsicums, berries, tomatoes, and cruciferous vegetables, and even potatoes. And vitamin E you can easily find in sunflower seeds, almonds, avocado, and peanut butter. So keeping an eye on our vitamin D levels is also important, as this is transferred through to our bub. So regular sun exposure will help to boost those vitamin D levels. And food sources include cod liver oil, fish, egg yolks, and liver. This is really important for our baby's immune system and also our immune system. So choline is another really important one in our baby's neurological development. This is a really great energy source as well for us mums, great for our brain as well. So you can easily source this through eggs. They're a great source of choline. And there's some other really important nutrients for us to focus on so that we're making sure that our stores are being replenished after pregnancy and we're not becoming depleted. So a few of these include iron, which is really important for our mental clarity, our energy levels, our sleep. And what's really interesting about iron is that in our breast milk, it's actually regulated. So it's not dependent on our intake. And this is to ensure that there's not too much and there's not too little in there. During the first 6 months while we're breastfeeding our babies exclusively, the iron is very highly bioavailable to our babies, so it is sufficient for them. And then once they start their solids, we then include lots of nice iron-rich foods. And so it won't affect baby what your iron status is, but it will affect you. So that is definitely something that we want to keep an eye on with our levels, particularly if you were low during pregnancy. The best place to get your iron from is animal sources, in particular red meat and liver. Another really important one is calcium. So it's interesting because in the early months of breastfeeding, it's actually mobilized from our bones. So we want to make sure that we're really keeping up our calcium levels. So adding in some sesame seeds and other seeds, tinned salmon with bones, broccoli and dark leafy greens are just some of the great sources of calcium. Breastfeeding also increases your need for zinc, and zinc is one of my absolute favorite nutrients for postpartum mums. If there's any postpartum anxiety or mood disorders, it's one of the first things that I look at because it's so integral for all of our hormone balancing, for our neurotransmitter synthesis as well. So zinc is something that is definitely very, very important for all postpartum mums, but particularly if you're breastfeeding because of those increased needs. Supplementation is often necessary, even at a minimal dose. Some ways to include it in your diet is through oysters, red meat, chicken, and seeds like hemp, pumpkin, and sesame seeds. A few other foods that can be really beneficial that I'll add in the end here that are galactagogue foods that help with breast milk production. These include oats, dark leafy greens, fennel, flax seeds, nettle, and other seeds. So looking at all of that, we can see that there are some really key nutrients that are going to be so beneficial for us and for our baby as well. So let's have a look at what this looks like on a day of meals. So some scrambled eggs with leafy greens and tomatoes will give you a nice dose of iodine, B12, choline, DHA, and those vitamins A, C, and E. These blueberry oat bars have galactagogues as well as a beautiful dose of lots of minerals and healthy fats. Salmon is always a nice quick meal and is full of DHA, iron, zinc, selenium, and iodine. Load up some coconut or Greek yogurt with some fresh berries, some seeds, and include 1 to 2 Brazil nuts for that dose of selenium, as well as these nice healthy fats and minerals. And chicken soup is a great way to get all of these beautiful nutrients in the one bowl, especially when cooked in bone broth. We want to make sure that we're eating plenty of healthy fats, protein, and complex carbs with fiber, and having regular healthy meals that are going to help to balance our blood sugar levels. Breastfeeding takes a lot of energy, and as we've seen, there's a lot of nutrients that are required from us as well. So focusing on packing as many nutrients into regular healthy meals is the way to do it, and making it as easy as possible for yourself. I love providing mums with really quick and easy recipes and meal prep tips because the only way to really get it done is to make it as simple and easy as possible for yourself. So I have some great tips coming up for you in this little mini series. The next video we're talking about, are there foods you shouldn't eat? That will be just a really quick video to share my experience, and then we'll follow on with more tips. I hope that you found this helpful and it's given you a bit of an idea of how you can introduce some really high nutrient dense foods specific for breastfeeding that's going to help you feel your best and help to fuel your bubby as well. I'll see you in the next video.